Yo, what's up YouTube? KM888 here with another Wi-Fi battle for you guys. It's my second battle, so I'm gonna try and do this narration pretty good. First of all, my opponent is Jens, just a guy who wanted to battle me, and I hope you're going to like the battle. For the team preview, I'm using my Rotom W, Scarfed variant, Talonflame bulk upset, Hydreigon with Substitute and Charge Beam, Mega Scizor, Metagross with Weakness Policy, and a Smeargle. Now for his team, the Greninja, probably just 4 special attacks. If it's physical, I'm gonna be able to handle it a lot better. Garchomp and Medicham are possible Megas. I'd say, in my eyes, it's gonna be the Medicham, so I'm probably thinking that the Garchomp is Scarfed. Then there's Hydreigon, which could be leftovers or specs or whatever. Then there's the Aegislash and the Ditto. Now, because there's also Ditto, it is a possibility that the Garchomp isn't gonna be his Scarfed Pokemon. It's also possible he's gonna run 2, but we'll see that later on. Now, to begin with, I'm gonna predict him to start off with a Ditto. So I am actually going to start off with my Rotom W, because that's the best thing that I can do. My Rotom is also Scarfed, so I'm actually hoping that I'm gonna lose the Speed tie here, because then I get Switch Initiative. So yeah, now the Ditto is indeed gonna come in, and I'm really hoping that I'm gonna lose a Speed tie, but I win it, so I have to go into something that can take either a Volt Switch, a Hydro Pump, Will-O-Wisp, Trick, or whatever. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go into my least important member of the team for this battle, which is the Hydreigon. So he goes for Volt Switch, which is pretty good for me because I resist that, and he is gonna go into his Garchomp. Now, like I said, Garchomp, it could be Scarfed, but it also is possible as something else. Anyway, I'm not Scarfed. He sees that with a leftover, so I know that he knows that he's faster than me. I'm just gonna go switch out, and I'm gonna switch out straight into my Scizor because I'm expecting the Dragon move Outrage or Dragon Claw. I want to see what it is, and it is the Dragon Claw, so it's pretty good. It means that I'm gonna take his hits a lot better. Now I'm gonna go for the Mega Evolution because I just want to get in a little bit more chip damage, and I'm gonna go for the U-turn. It was pretty obvious that he was gonna switch if he's Scarfed. If he wasn't Scarfed and went for the Fire Blast, that would have been bad for my Scizor because it would die at that point. But then we know that, so yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna go for the U-turn on the Aegislash, and I'm gonna switch out into my Smeargle. Now, Smeargle's pretty awesome because it's faster than the Aegislash. I don't care about King Shield because I can still put it to sleep, and I can put up my entry hazard, so yeah. Also here I see that he's leftover, so I have to keep that in mind. And I actually go for the Dark Void, but I miss! Now, you guys may think, why are you running Dark Void? Why aren't you running Spore? Well, things like Mandibuzz with Overcoat, and there are, of course, grass types who actually are immune to the Spore now, and I'm using Dark Void because it's a great second choice, and it's actually helped me in a lot of ways. Now, I missed the first Dark Void, but I do hit the second one, so it doesn't really matter. Now, at this point, I'm thinking I can set up my entry hazards now for free, so I'm gonna do that. So, first of all, he's asleep, so doesn't really matter. He's probably gonna go for the King Shield just to go into his defensive state, and that's exactly what happens. But I'm gonna get up my first entry hazard. In this case, I do believe, yeah, the Sticky Web. So, at least at this point, all of his other guys that come in will be slower, except for the Hydreigon. So, yeah. I'm gonna set up my Stealth Rocks right here. He still doesn't wake up, which is very, very good for me. So yeah, he goes back into his Blade form, doesn't really matter again. And at this point, I'm gonna go for my last move, which I have, and that is the Parting Shot. Now, I run Parting Shot because it lowers attack and special attack, and it gives a bit of Switch Initiative for myself, a bit of Volt turning around, but then without damage. Now, I go into my Dragon, but unfortunately he actually wakes up and goes for the Sacred Sword. Now, the Parting Shot effect actually saves my Hydreigon here because I do live it, and I can go for the Fire Blast at this point. My Hydreigon is unfortunately not gonna do much in this battle because he goes for the King Shield. Fire Blast isn't gonna do a thing, and in the next turn I'm gonna miss my Fire Blast. A little bit of spoiler, but it doesn't really matter because you'll see it right here. Also, I just had enough HP to make a substitute, so if I wanted to, I could have made a sub, but I didn't. but I didn't dare to do it because if he went for the Shadow Sneak predicting that, I wouldn't get up my substitute. And yeah, at least now my Hydreigon is dead, so yeah, the Egg Slash for him did some work. Sad for Hydreigon, I hope he does better in another battle. Now, I go out into my Smeargle again. I just want to put this thing asleep because I don't want to deal with shenanigans like the King Shield or the Shadow Sneak or whatever. Now, he goes for King Shield thinking it might stop the Dark Void, but it doesn't. So, he does get some extra leftovers right here, but I don't mind. So, I do go for the Dark Void, put the Egg Slash asleep, and now I'm gonna go for the Parting Shot, trying to get that initiative again. And as you can see right here, it actually works because he switches out into his Medicham, and I get off the Parting Shot, allowing me to get that switch initiative. So yeah, pretty good. His speed is now lower thanks to the Sticky Web. Parting Shot makes its attack and its special attack lower, so I'm pretty positive that if I bring in my Talonflame, he's actually going to switch. But I don't want to take the risk because this still is a Mega Medicham, I think. And that thing is like really powerful. So I'm just gonna go for the safe Brave Bird. If he wants to bring in the Egg Slash, I don't mind one bit. It is asleep and I can just freely set up if I want to. So yeah. I do go for the Brave Bird, so yeah. Now in the next turn I can just go for the Flare Blitz and finish off the Aegis Slash, so that's really good because then my Smeargle can put something else asleep if it comes in safely, so yeah. All nice and dandy. I wish I could speed it up for you guys, but I don't have anything to actually do that, so yeah. I'm not really great in editing videos. I even have to film all my battles with a camera, so yeah. Anyway, the Egg Slash finally dies to that Flare Blitz that I mentioned like 20 minutes ago. And he's gonna bring in his next Pokemon, which I do believe it... nah, I don't remember. The battle was a little bit too long ago. Oh, yeah, his Hydreigon. So I don't know what this Hydreigon is gonna do. Maybe it's also Scarfed, maybe it's Specs, Live Orb, Leftovers, I don't know. So I'm just gonna go for the Brave Bird and deal as much damage as I can to this Hydreigon. And actually it's a nice amount of damage. I think it's about 85%. So yeah, well, maybe 80% counting the Stealth Rock damage that he took. But anyway, he's gonna take me out with the Dragon Pulse. I don't see Life Orb and I don't see the Leftover, so I'm thinking this is indeed a choice variant. I don't know Scarf or Specs because I am obviously faster with the Gale Wings, but I'm just gonna go into my Scissor and finish it off with the Bullet Punch. Now at this point he's gonna bring in the Garchomp, and I think, well, if he does have the Fire Blast, then so be it, he can kill me, I don't care. The Sticky Web is also up, so I could get a bit more damage in with the U-turn or the Bullet Punch or whatever that I want to do. And I'm actually deciding to go for the U-turn, and he goes for the Earthquake, and it does a serious amount of damage actually. My Scissor is a bit bulkier than other Scissors maybe because I don't run full speed, but that Earthquake still did a lot. I do think this thing is Scarf though, so yeah. I'm just gonna bring in my Rotom, and I can go for anything I want, because if he's choiced, he's gonna switch out, right? And he goes into his Super Diddy, the Ditto, and also Sticky Web is up, so he's gonna be slower. He takes some Stealth Rock damage, and I'm just gonna finish it off with a Volt Switch. Now at this point I know that he's gonna get the Switch initiative, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go into something that has as much health as possible, which in this point is my Metagross. Metagross still has his full health, and it didn't take any damage, so it's pretty good. It also is gonna force out the Garchomp, so he can Earthquake me, and that's actually gonna lock him into the Earthquake again, so I'm gonna just go for the double switch straight into my Rotom again, and we'll be in the same situation as before. He's stuck in Earthquake, I'm free to do what I want. Or at least I thought, like, you'll see it. So he goes for the Earthquake, it doesn't affect me, and I go for a Volt Switch, he doesn't switch out, and he just goes for the Earthquake again. Now this is funny because he's hoping that I'll switch out, and I'm hoping that he'll switch out, ending this cycle. Now, the thing here is, I know that, because I use my PP ups, that my Rotom is actually gonna win this stall war, because his Earthquakes will run out faster than my Volt Switches. So I don't care, I'm just gonna keep going for the Volt Switch, I'll keep going for it until he switches out, and that's exactly what he does, and he goes into his Medicham. Now, I go for the Volt Switch, after he gets caught in the sticky web, which is really good because it lowers its speed again. And I'm actually gonna do a decent amount of damage to the Medicham, which is nice. Now at this point I'm gonna switch into my Smeargle because I think with the sticky web I'm faster and I can put this thing asleep and go for the parting shot again. But that all doesn't work out as well because he just goes for the fake out and kills me. Poor Smeargle. He did well this battle with the parting shot, but yeah. Just apart from missing the first Dark Void, but that's kinda all I think. Now at this point I bring in my my Scizor, and I'm thinking he's gonna try and kill me with the Bullet Punch. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go for the Roost, and that's exactly what happens, and I hope I don't die, and I live with 9 HP, which is amazing, and I go for the Roost, and now this Medicham won't be able to do a thing to me because I'm gonna kill it with a Bullet Punch next turn. Bye bye Medicham. So that's his Mega, and it's actually pretty good for me that's gone, so yeah. At this point I do believe he has 2 pokes left, Garchomp and the Greninja, so he's gonna bring in the Garchomp, and I know that an Earthquake is gonna do a massive amount of damage, so I'm actually gonna try and take this thing out with the Bullet Punch, and to my surprise I actually do take it out. Garchomp has a good amount of bulk, and I really thought that I wasn't gonna take it out, but I did, so yeah, Mega Scizor proving that it doesn't need Swords Dance to be a threat, actually. Now the Greninja comes in, and yeah, this thing is its lost. I still have my Rotom, my Metagross, so I'm thinking that I'm just gonna do as much damage as I can with the Bullet Punch, so this is the first one, and he's actually gonna go for the Dark Pulse. I really thought that the Dark Pulse was gonna take me out, because I'm only at 76 HP, but I live with 22, so proving Mega Scizor is really bulky as well. I'm gonna go for another Bullet Punch, and I actually take it out with a crit. Didn't matter, I still have my Scarfed Rotom in the wings, so yeah. If you like this battle and you want more battles to come, please subscribe, like, or comment on the battle. So yeah, see you till the next battle, guys. Bye.